Yo guys, it's your boy Hybrid Hit Squad and we're back again with another video. And today in this video we're talking about Tottenham Hotspur and how they'll be looking under Antonio Conte. Antonio Conte's been at Tottenham for a bit now, after they had sacked Nuno Espirito Santo and sacked Mourinho before him. Nuno Espirito Santo didn't last very long in the job, unfortunately. He lasted maybe, a couple of months. He didn't even last 6 months. And that is unfortunate. Obviously, you're always sad to see a bloke lose their job. But what Tottenham have done now, they've got an upgrade. They got the biggest manager that was available. I mean, similar to what they done when they got in Mourinho. Then they saw who was the biggest and best name available at that time. It was Mourinho then, and now it was Conte now, and that's what they've done. So they have shown a bit of ambition there, but what Tottenham have done recently is shown half-hearted ambition. Like, you've shown the ambition to get Mourinho in, and that's going to be expensive, but you can't just stop there because you need to give him a lot of money and a lot of backing and a bit of time. The exact same thing with Conte. You know, literally the exact same thing with Conte. You've brought him in. He's going to be on huge wages for a manager. I've got no doubt about that. But you can't stop there. You need to actually give him some money, give him some time, and let him work his magic. Don't say the team we've got now is good. Do work your magic. It doesn't work like that, unfortunately. Not with this team, especially. Where you've got a lot of players that have been here for a long time and haven't accomplished anything. It's time for them to move on. But already he's utilising a lot more than newer players while still keeping that core, that part English spine that they've got now, to keep that bit of experience. But what we're going to do now, we're going to go into this starting 11, like you can see here, the starting 11 that I think Conte will be playing going forward, at least until maybe the summer when he can get in a bit more of his own players. But in goal, we've got Hugo Lloris. I believe he's the captain. I think he's the captain. If it's not him, it's Kane, but I do think it is Hugo Lloris who's the captain. So he'll be in goal. You know, a lot of experience at this point. I'm not sure how much longer he'll be going for because he's getting on a bit. But he's a goalkeeper; they can last for quite a while, you know. But yeah, Hugo Lloris will be in goal. Then, you know, it's Conte's signature of a back three. And left-sided centre back, I've put Ben Davies. And this is something that Conte often does when you've got a fullback who's probably a bit taller, physically can handle themselves a bit, play them as a wide centre back, and that's what I think he's going to do with Ben Davies here, to keep him in the side, because defensively I think Ben Davies is one of Tottenham's better defenders. I mean, that's not saying a lot, but you know, he's one of their better defenders, for sure. So Ben Davies is left-sided centre back. Then in the middle we've got Eric Dyer, and then on the right you've got Sanchez as well. So Eric Dyer, I mean, he's been at Tottenham for a long time now. He's another one who's been at Tottenham for a long time, hasn't accomplished anything. If it was up to me, him alongside the likes of Dele Alli, Winks, Kane, you know, it's time to move on. You know, you've been at the club for a while. It's just time to refresh a bit. But for now, Eric Dyer stays at the club, and him being in that back three should be relatively important to how Conte wants to play, because Eric Dyer's passing range for a defender is still acceptable, still at a decent level, and hopefully Conte will be trying to make use of that when he wants to play in transition and get the ball up the pitch quickly, playing out defence, getting it to the attackers quickly. You've got Eric Dyer, who's a decent ball player. Then you've got Hugo Lloris as well. His distribution isn't terrible. He can help bring the ball forward as well. Obviously Eric Dyer's ball progression and his ball playing isn't as good as his England colleagues. Sorry, the likes of Harry Maguire and John Stones. His passing is on their level, but yeah, Eric Dyer will be in the defence as well, and then Sanchez will be next to him. Sanchez is more or less in there on default. Hit and miss. I think physically he's probably their most impressive centre back in terms of strength and in terms of physicality. Yeah, physicality, pace, strength. Sanchez is probably the best defender in regards to that. So he'll be in the 11 simply due to that. Then at right wing back we've got Emerson Royale. He's the new signing. Obviously, they had lost. They had let go of Serge Aurier, so they're playing Emerson Royale there. Not a terrible move, Emerson Royale. I think the jury's still slightly out for him. What he can actually bring to a team. He didn't. I don't believe he was playing too much at Barcelona, and then at Tottenham he'll be given the opportunity to play, hopefully, and to prove himself. He's quite quick. He's got that going for him. He's a fullback with a decent amount of pace. He can get up and down. Defensively, he's probably. I think, yeah, like I'm saying, I think the jury's still out. We'll find out how defensively solid he is in this Conte system, because Conte will be. There will be times, especially at Tottenham, there'll be times when you'll need to be defending well, and we'll find that Emerson Royale will soon get found out. And if he's not up to scratch, then believe me, Conte will not be keeping him around. That's for sure. And then we've got a midfield double pivot of Oliver Skipp and Højbjerg as well. Højbjerg had a great season last season for Spurs. He's played a lot of football as well. I don't think he's missed a game in a very long time. But yeah, he's played a lot of football. A great defensive midfielder. He's a great engine in that midfield, to be honest. A really good engine. And he can act as a bit of a destroyer. Well, not a bit. He will act as a destroyer in that midfield, especially alongside Skipp as well. Out of the two, Højbjerg's definitely the destroyer. But don't get that twisted as Højbjerg can't play with the ball as well. He's a decent ball player too. And he's one of the better midfielders what Spurs have had in recent years, better than the likes of Lo Celso, Lo Celso, Winks. He's better than Skipp at the moment as well. But yeah, let's just go on to Skipp as well. Skipp will be probably, out of the two, the one who's a bit more deep lying, I'd expect. Maybe, yeah, I'd expect Skipp and Dyer to be doing most of the distributing in terms of the team. Because they're probably the most accomplished passers in the team. Just of me looking at this starting 11 right now, I'm looking at Skipp and Dyer as the most accomplished passers, so I'm expecting them to be doing most of the distributing. And yeah, I think Skipp will be able to help out in defence as well as another body to help when they want to build up through the back, because he'll be able to take the ball one touch and release it. He's quite good at that, and we saw that a lot last season at Norwich when he was on loan there. Really impressed as a defensive midfielder. To be honest, I would have actually liked to see what he would have been like in this Norwich team in the Premier League, but unfortunately, of course, Spurs aren't going to let him. They're not going to let him go on a transfer fee. I mean, Norwich wouldn't be able to afford him, and then there's no point loaning him out because you're actually going to use him. And then on the left, you've got Sergio Reguilón, a player who's actually done quite well so far under Conte. I know last season he was somewhat hit or miss. That pace is undeniable. He's disgustingly fast. And that alone makes him a big threat going forward. But also that pace can provide for good recovery runs as well. Defensively, not amazing. Similar to Emerson Royale, I'm expected to believe. Defensively, not amazing. But they'll be able to bomb forward and provide those overloads and allow Son and Moura to act in those half spaces between the centre-back and the full-back and create that five-man overload. When Spurs are operating in that final third, I expect Højbjerg to come bombing forward as well. Even though he's not that much of a goal threat, he's another body that you've got in that final third, occupying a defender's mind. And yeah, it's just giving those defenders a lot more to think about. Then you've got a front three of Heung-min Son, Harry Kane and Lucas Moura. Yeah, I think that's probably the best front three that Tottenham have got right now. I'd maybe make an argument for Bergwijn to come in over Moura, but that's really up to opinions at that point. There's not a huge amount between Moura and Bergwijn. They're both decent wingers, and they can do their job at this level. You've got Son on the left, who's at this point more or less been Tottenham's main man. Been getting a lot of their goals recently, where Kane's just been terrible, been completely off form. Son's not been great. Son has been great. Kane's not been great. Son's been responsible for a lot of their goals. And going forward, I'm hoping he can keep up this form, because if Son was to hit a bad run of form, and Kane's already on bad run of form, it could be really bad for Tottenham. And it has been, to be honest, it has been really bad for Tottenham, leading to why Nuno got sacked and they brought in Conte. Then you've got Kane as well, who should be the main man, should be scoring the goals. I mean, last season he had a decent season, even though he didn't play. I know a lot of Spurs fans here. I don't think he played amazing last season. Scored a lot of goals. Okay, the Euros was really bad. I don't care how many goals he scored. I watched those perform. I'm going off the eye test. I saw him play. He was not very good in the Euros. But what I'm expecting him to do in this Conte side is almost a bit of a throwback to Mourinho, where you've got Kane dropping deep. He can drop deep. He's put. To be honest, I'm saying Dyer and Skip are probably the most accomplished passers. To be honest, Kane's probably the best passer in that team. And I'm expecting to see him drop deep and facilitate those passes in behind for Son and Moura. And because Son and Moura, they've got the pace, and I expect them to be big goal threats this season as well. Especially Son, because we know that when he gets a chance, he'll finish it. Lucas Moura is capable, and more than capable right winger as well. I expect big thing. I think we could expect very big things from Conte here. Because Conte, he's a very good manager at being able to cultivate a culture and a us versus them mentality at a club. He will be able to, and once he gets that momentum going as well, he'll be able to create that culture. Once he gets that momentum going as well, it'll be hard to stop. This will be a really hard game for every Premier League team, sooner or later. Then give him a couple of months, get that momentum going. They could finish off this season really strong and be pushing for those European places again. Like I said, that's the starting 11 that I think Conte will be going with for now, until maybe he's got a bit more time in the summer window and he can get some of his players that he wants to get. But let's go over it again. In goal, we've got Hugo Lloris. Centre backs, we've got Ben Davies, Eric Dyer and Sanchez. Left wing back, Sergio Reguilon. Right wing back, Emerson Royale. Central midfield, double pivot of Oliver Skip and Pierre-Emile Højbjerg. And a front three of Son Heung-min, Harry Kane and Lucas Moura. So let me know what you think of that, guys. If you think Conte will be playing a slightly different tactic, if you think maybe sometimes we'll go with a midfield three. That's not to say Spurs have still got a fairly strong bench. They've got the likes of Ndombele off the bench, who I think will be really interesting to see on the Conte. Because Ndombele is a player I like a lot. I think he's a quality player. It's been a shame that no manager at Spurs has been able to get the best out of him yet. I know Poch didn't have much time with him. Poch really didn't have much time with him, because I think by the time he had come in, Poch didn't stay for much longer. Mourinho really didn't fancy him. Same with Nuno, really. And then Conte's coming now. I think if Conte can get Ndombele firing, he'll be one of the best players in the club. Honestly, be one of the best players in the team. So they've got Ndombele, Lo Celso, who else have they got? Drawing a blank already. Lo Celso, Dele Alli, Bergwijn. They've got players here. They've got a bit of depth, to be honest, as well. They've got some young players coming through as well. Tottenham. Winks as well on the bench. He's not a young player, but they've got other young players coming in as well. Japhet Tanganga as well. Terrific player. Terrific player. So let me know what you think. If you think Conte will be playing a slightly different tactic, if you think he'll be playing different players, where do you think Tottenham will finish this season, and if you think they can challenge for a trophy, whether that be the Conference League or even the FA Cup, or what do you think? Because I know Conte obviously won the FA Cup with Chelsea as well. Also lost in the FA Cup final to Arsenal in his season when he won the league. Let me know what you think, guys. It's been your boy Highbury Hit Squad. If you like this video, make sure to leave a like. If you've got any comments and suggestions for what you want me to see next, make sure to leave that in the comments box down below. It's been your boy Highbury Hit Squad, and I'm out. Peace.